Hello, my name is Mercury, and welcome to this brand new episode of Media FA. Today, I'm alone. Today, I'll be discussing Titanfall 2. I don't have much of a history I want to talk about before even getting to the game, and I don't know how long this episode is even gonna be. Probably very short. If you want to know any backstory, I actually kind of have. I bought this game when? A long time ago. Give me a second. This game has been in my library for a very long time. Uh, and this year, I guess my New Year's resolution, if you want to count it like that, I have tasked myself with finishing a lot of games I've bought in the previous years. At least, get pretty far in them and sometimes complete them, maybe. And maybe some ones from the PS Plus, games I have that I actually really want to play. I've tasked myself with getting those because why not, right? As some ones that I actually want. When did I? I guess the best way to look at it is through trophies. So, Titanfall 2. Here we go. I bought this game in 2019, March 24th, 2019, around probably before then, because I played this on my PS4 in a very, very, very with a very bad connection, so it probably took a long time to even download. But yeah, I bought Titanfall 2 a long time ago. And I hadn't completed it until 2024, until last year. So, yeah. When did I complete it? Probably December 17th. That's when I completed it. Definitely. But yeah, December 17th, that's when I completed the game after, at that point, 5 years of having it. And yeah, no, I'm here to review it because I want to review all the games I haven't done. I want to review everything I ever, I guess, own. in a way. I guess every game. That's probably gonna be very interesting to see how I even do that. But yeah, no, I want to review all that. But aside from that, I don't have much to say in that regard, really. Um, yeah, no, I'm trying to clear up my backlog of games. I have a lot. I have really a lot, and I started off with Titanfall 2 because it was the earliest game I owned that I started and never completed it. Like, yeah, it was there. So I bought it. So yeah, I finished it. I finished it last year in December, and we're covering it now as our first modern topic. Also, I do want to do more gaming reviews. Yeah, without any more preambles, just get straight into the review. This review will probably be a lot shorter than most of my other game reviews because I don't have much to say in this regard. It's not a game that's very heavy on anything really. Like its campaign is very short. It's level, so you're not really going off in like big maps or anything. So there's not a lot in the campaign. It would mostly be a multiplayer game, and I will talk about the multiplayer. But yeah. So let's just get straight into it. With the graphics of the game, and for a game released in 2016, this game looks very good. This game actually holds up pretty well for a game from 2016. And the thing is that I saw I think it's no it was Maximilian dude that said that with by the time that the PS4 was released, we like reached peak peak graphics making and like how realistic we really get games. Because the PS like every console you ever play like right now is like a PS4, Xbox One just upgraded. It's like better, it like runs better. It's just getting closer to PC. Like I think at some point we'll probably I don't know, like at some point we'll probably get like consoles on par with PCs. Just like off rip. But yeah, just like so the graphics of this game for 20, I guess it was even though it was early PlayStation, early Xbox One, this game holds up really well for 2016. The graphics still look really good. This game could have come out this year, like last year, and it would still look great. It would still like people would still sing its praises. I think of how graphically good it looks. But yeah, no, like that's really about it. I like how like everything really blends in together nicely. Uh, Again, it looks very realistic, and everything else looks very realistic. Everything like looks weathered and like metallic and all that. I think that's really like it looks like everything fits together well. Like and yeah, no, like the things that do look kind of smooth and all that. Like they it fits. Like everything looks like it's in the same world. Nothing looks like it's outside the game itself. But yeah, no, I really like how the game looks. It That's really about it. Like I, that's all I can really say. It is like very 2016 graphics. So like it looks really good, but like it looks as good as 2016. It hasn't received that graphical update since it hasn't received pretty much anything since release, since launch. So it's mostly a very it's mostly a very barren game, to be completely honest. It's very it's very um it's very like, stuck in that one place in time. Like it's stuck in there. Like, it still looks good, but it only looks as good as like the game lets it be. And like with like a PlayStation 5, which is what I used it with, it's probably the best the game will ever look, really. So yeah, just like the graphics look good and they look great. The game runs well, but it's like if you're playing on a PS5, it's probably the peak of how it will run. So let's move on to the gameplay, and I loved the gameplay in this game. So this game is a shooter, yes. I think this is like the first shooter game we've actually covered on the podcast, like full on first person shooter. So how does it really change? This game doesn't have like it's not. You can I realize you can go you do have a cloak. That's something you do have, but it's not something you use. It's a suggestion. I use it as a suggestion. I didn't try to sneak around or anything. This game accommodates for a lot of different play styles. You can go in guns blazing, and that's mostly what I did, and probably what a lot of people did. They did go in guns blazing, but for like for like some other people, it's probably bad. They probably did try to go in a sticky direction because you can't do that. But I think the guns blazing type gameplay is I think the most common because it's what the game really is about. There are no like silent weapons. Everything is very bombastic and yeah, like that's like the game itself like doesn't want you to go in that direction. The game wants you to like, strike down targets and all that. Like yeah, It's not a, it doesn't have that. It's very like very again like very like in your face action heavy. You don't you're not gonna have time to sneak around or anything. You are in there. Uh, you're in there. Uh, going to fuck shit up. That is the best way to describe it. You aren't there to you aren't there to sneak around the base and try to find any any weak points or anything. No, you are there to like fuck shit up. You are there to you're there to fuck shit up, and yeah, I like that. I like that about this game. Really, it didn't try to really do anything else. They just let you go full rip with the action. And another thing is that at least like the action itself looks like it feels really good to play. Like all the guns look really are all really good. Some guns are better than others. I had like a very specific loadout with my weaponry, but like aside from that, the actual combat itself, like it feels meaty. It feels its weight. It has its weight, but it's still fluid. It's very fluid combat. It's just like just full marks here. Like it feels really good to play, and also you have a lot of options. You're very agile. This game is like very. You have a lot of stuff going on with this game. So this game is this game. You're very, like I said, you're very agile because you have like the wall run, and you have like the double jump. You get the sprinting, like all of that. You can gun down people. You have you have the sliding. Like you're very mobile in this game, and you're meant to take advantage of that. And I really like that. You like the combat uh makes you the game pretty much makes you have to use the mobility. The mobility is part of the combat, and I really do like that. Like it makes everything feel really great. At least that's all like the pilot stuff. I just realized that we have another fucking segment to talk about here, but like that's just the pilot stuff in general. The actual Titans, they feel it feels like you are a fucking brick shit house walking through just blasting shit. That's what that's what it feels like to pilot a titan. You are slow, but you are powerful. You have all the different abilities you have, which each of like the builds or like the loadouts. I think it's the loadouts. But yeah. Um, I really liked the Titans are very fun to play with, and you'd really want. There's a whole like there's like the final battle section where it's like split into two, with you being in the Titan, and then you being on the ground. Like that's a lot of the game. Like the game is split in those two like remarks. There are some times where it's like mixed together. They can go in two directions. But like the final battle is like one level is you fully using your pilot, and like another one using Titan, and then like the final battles you can kind of go in both directions. But yeah, I really like that. But like aside from that, the gameplay there's not much to like. Aside from that, there's not much. There's different things you can do. There's the levels each have like their own mechanics in like their own gimmicks in a way. The first few levels don't really have a lot of like gimmicks and like mechanics, but there's the time travel one which has you make choices in a way. Not in a way, but like it makes you have to make choices because you can because in like the current times there's a bunch of like mechs and like different like wildlife attacking you, and in the past um there is there are like actual soldiers. So in there, the gimmick is that you can like switch between them to save on health or take a breather. But there's always going to be enemies on both sides, so you have to like take out some and then like take out some and then go back and take out them. It's very It's very interesting that mechanic. I really did like it. It's overwhelming at sometimes because you sometimes forget about it. But I like it. Another one, like, I think that the level after that, we have like I forgot what it's called, but it's a thing that like to like activate platforms and all that. That is also a big part of it because it mostly plays on the mobility of your character instead of like the actual like the having something be offensive. It mostly plays on the mobility instead of the offense, and you can use it for a lot of different stuff. But also you can use it for yeah, it's more defensive mobility. That's what that gimmick is. And I think the second, like the third to last level or something, I think that's what it is. Where you have to like unlock stuff and like yeah, it's more mobility. Like you can activate the robots and all that. That's cool. That's all cool. Yeah, there's a lot of different stuff in this game. There really is a lot of different stuff. I'm not sure if that's it's all campaign. I can't talk much about multiplayer, which is actually going to be my next point. So the multiplayer, the multiplayer in this game is I think I've played like one match of multiplayer. I never to completion because again I had bad internet at the when I first started it. But I never played a full match of Titanfall 2 to completion. But actually like the story like not story but the multiplayer, the matches, and like they are probably really well, they're probably very good. They're probably very good multiplayer because I feel like this is definitely made to be a multiplayer game. The first time fall game, which I am not able to cover, like genuinely am not able to cover the first Titanfall game. Now, why is that? Why can't I cover the first Titanfall game? Well, it's very, very simple. The first Titanfall game released back in 2014, and it was an Xbox exclusive. Was later published on Xbox One, I legitimately cannot play it. I have an Xbox 360. I don't know if it works. Um, but like I don't I could get this game and like play it or something. I can. I can't at the same time because this game is exclusively multiplayer. It is exclusively multiplayer. It's not it doesn't have a story. It doesn't have and it doesn't have like a functioning multiplayer. The servers aren't shut down or anything, but 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 the servers are kind of a mess because there's a bunch of hackers in there, and there's like generally I don't know, is there crossplay in Titanfall? I am not sure. It is Titanfall 2 crossplay. Here we go. The makers haven't added crossplay. Okay. Um. So Titanfall 2 isn't crossplay. That's sad. but like the servers are kind of a mess. People are in there like and they're not and I'm not sure if it's even functioning. It But I learned I know recently, like at least like a few years ago, there was a big problem with Titanfall and Titanfall 2's like servers where there's a bunch of cheaters and hackers in there, and it was kind of like unsalvageable, and like people like really didn't like it, and they kind of left. So there's like a bunch of like bots and cheaters in there, and yeah, I think that's probably the same for Titanfall 2. I don't think the ecosystem of the game is very alive. Is Titanfall 2 dead? Let's see here. Yeah, here we go. Looked it up. So here it says that yeah, some hacker DDoS the servers, and yeah, no, it just fucking it didn't work. So yeah, unless you're playing on our client, it's dead. Where is it? They say that the servers are on constantly verge of breaking down. Like the game is not like the multiplayer, which is a big part of the game because the campaign is so short. It's not functioning, and there are quite a bit of people still playing, but it's not enough. I don't think to call it like the game is still alive. So, but yeah, no, the multiplayer looks really good. I can't. It's not that isn't a criticism of the game. It's just that like the multiplayer is not live right now, and sure, it's probably really great. I think a lot of people really like the multiplayer, and I'm not gonna knock out points for not experiencing it and seeing it now, which is a lot of mess. But it's really sad to see that EA isn't exactly doing anything to remedy the remedy. Uh, no, this is Respawn, not Remedy. I'm a fucking idiot. Isn't doing anything to remedy the situation of having Titanfall games actually work, because it just really it just isn't. And I think that's really about it. Like I said, like everything about the game is fun. The multiplayer is probably really good. The actual game feels really good, but aside from that, there really isn't much about the actual experience that I can't say without going to multiplayer, because the thing is, like I said, it's a big part of the game. Multiplayer is a big part of the game. That's what it was built on. That's what the first game was built on, and the second game had the campaign, but the campaign's really short. So multiplayer was supposed to be its big draw for people, and instead, the like right now, the multiplayer, which is like the big part, like one of I guess a big part of the game, isn't working. It's not functioning, and you need and you needed um and right now for PC players, you need a client to play the game effectively, like efficiently, and on console, well, you're fucked. Like that's just it. Like you're unequivocally fucked when it comes to actually trying to play the game. So yeah, there's that. Where is it? All right, I should go back to Titanfall 2. Here we go. Yeah. That's the gameplay. Also, I guess let's talk about the enemies. The enemies are all fine. There's very a lot of variety in here. I like the fact that you have enemy titans. At least like I think they're called the specters or something. Like something like that. Where it's like mini titans. And they're quite the challenge in guys when you're a pilot, but they're kind of a pushover when you're a titan. I like that contrast and like there's the shield guys where you have I guess you have a different strategy. You don't only fight human enemies. You also have like robots, and which they have kind of a different way of taking them down because you can there's different weapons that work better on robots. You also have wildlife, where it's just kind of one wildlife because you're on like the one planet throughout the entire campaign, at least for most of it. So yeah, it's just like the one wildlife, like the one like prowler dog thing you're fighting through the entire campaign. But yeah, I think I think the enemy variety was pretty good. Nothing really felt stale. It's mostly a thing with shooters is that shooters have like one or two enemies like enemy things. That's mostly like mostly shooters are for are for multiplayer. Except a few like boomer shooters are not for multiplayer. Boomer shooters are very focused on like being single player games. That's what you get. Even no nobody knows it. If nobody knows what a like boomer shooter is, it's like Doom. Halo. No, I was about to say Halo, but no, Halo is fully just kind of shooter. Shooter games were kind of built on multiplayer. Like they have campaigns, sure, but they are mostly multiplayer focused games. Halo is a good example. Actually, a good example of it. Halo is a shooter game and has like those elements work in single player, but where the game is mostly known for, sure, it has a story, but a lot of people have a lot of fun with multiplayer. And Halo has a very straightforward campaign. So it has collectibles and all that. That's really the bare minimum a campaign should have. It's collectibles. That's what it is. It's mostly collectibles. And a lot of shooters do go in the multiplayer section. That's why you don't see a lot of shooters today really bothering with a campaign or being like battle royales and stuff like that. Like you don't see shooters actively trying to be something else, something other than that. So yeah, it's it's kind of bizarre to see that sort of thing, but that it's fine. It really is just fine. I don't I don't have an issue with it. Like a particularly big issue with it. I don't have it, but yeah. But in this game, I can at least I can give the benefit not the benefit like I can give props to them actually bothering with enemy variety in the campaign because the I've been saying the campaign is very short and like usually developers wouldn't have bothered with the campaign if like the main thing was the multiplayer. But I don't know if the enemy types of the campaign are in the multiplayer, but they at least they bothered like making titans, like specific titans that work in the campaign, like the drone titans, I think you can play as the robots, but the fact that they bothered with these the fact that they even kind of bothered with those things, I think that's very good. I think it's very good that they decided to pay that much attention and decided to really like decided to have that level of detail of at least making the campaign like interesting by having all these different things. And for example, the time travel thing that's probably not in the multiplayer. If it is, I have never seen it. I don't know how it's integrated in the multiplayer. And like the platforming like gun thing, probably also it's in the multiplayer. But I like that it's here. There's mechanics in the campaign that really work. That uh, there's things in the campaign that they give it sort of a flair and give it like that just don't make it like, oh, go here, shoot things and like shoot enemies. No, there's actual like mechanics in there that aren't present in the multiplayer. Like that's all cool. So I've been talking about the campaign a lot. That's mainly because it's the only thing I've played of the game like extensively. So yeah, let's talk about the story. So let's talk about the setting first, really. So this is set in the far future. We have space travel. There's like different planets. People are in there. Like we are in a pretty like we're in a setting where we are um where we are well into sort of well into space travel and all that. So seeing that and then seeing like all this stuff, I think is very interesting. And also with the Titans, that's something that we don't like. It's something that sure mechs are very used in media, but not to the extent I feel like a Titanfall has, where it's sort of mixed together with the space travel stuff. I feel like it's all. I think like that's very interesting. But like that's the main setting. It's like Star Wars but with mechs. I guess it's more Halo mixed with mechs, really. It's Halo if it was made with by mecha fans, and I wouldn't put it past the Halo fans to be mecha fans because uh it was that's probably into development early 90s, like not late early, it's like late 90s. So they definitely like I don't know I think they would be anime fans by then, and mecha anime really kind of that was like that was a big part of that was a big part of sort of just kind of things I think of like people growing up in that era, like video game developers. But yeah, just the setting is pretty cool, I think, and the characters I feel like are better. Better. I like the biggest characters here are Cooper and BT. Cooper is kind of your usual like military man, and he kind of proves you. It's the player character. You're supposed to put yourself in the shoes. You're not. It's not like he is supposed to be the best rating character of all time, but he is meant to prove himself, and that's fine. I think BT is a lot better. I think BT is a lot more enjoyable as a character because like sure the BT and Cooper are the playable characters here, or at least kind of BT. But BT at least has a personality that I do like, and like the moments of Cooper are like funny. So like they for who they are, I think they serve the campaign well. And yeah, no, I really like the characters here, and there's a bunch of like the different characters within the villains. Uh, there's like the main villain, which is Blisk. I feel like he's cool. He's not threatening, but I think he's cool enough as a villain. Then there's the others within his within his like I guess organization. Viper is he just kind of shows up, but he's I think he's cool, but his fight kind of sucks ass. Um, there's not a lot of other ones here. Like I guess I can mention Ash. Ash is there, but I think the only reason I really mention Ash is because she shows up again in Apex Legends, and I will talk about Apex Legends later. But yeah, there's not a lot to really say about the story. Like like I said, it's very short, but I feel like it's shortness. Like it's not bad. It's not like it doesn't have any pacing issues. I don't feel I it's I feel like everything just kind of there everything flows well. There's a lot of big stuff in here to be on. Like there's a lot of big stuff within the story mode and what happens. like the consequences of it and what it really means for, I guess, the universe. This is the first campaign within this universe, so yeah, I would love to see how they follow it up. But yeah, like I said, the time travel stuff, that's pretty big. I'm not entirely sure. Like I don't remember correctly what that even was about, but yeah, like they was that was gonna be the big machine, the Ark. I think it's called the Ark. Yeah, where like the fold weapon. Oh, here we go. Full time displacement technology to destroy entire. Jesus fucking Christ. But yeah, yeah, just like the full weapon, like the full weapon was like it's like really a big deal because it's fucking time displacement. It's something that like gets used within the campaign again. Like again, that's really cool. But that I feel like that has very big uh implications on the universe. But I feel like we can see. Well, we I think I even though like it's pretty big and it's only really used as a mechanic in one level. I feel like its impact is really felt throughout the campaign after it's established as to what it does. So yeah, I really like that. Like the whole campaign feels tight, but it's paced well and it's pretty enjoyable. So it's a pretty good campaign overall. I feel it's just, I do want more of the campaign. I really do. But aside from that, I have no problems with it really. And it does sound like having no really problems with it. It's just that it's not like it's perfect. Like it's good. It's good enough. The game is enjoyable enough. It's a great game, really. But yeah, let's talk about the future of Titanfall. So, like I said earlier, Apex Legends is set. I mentioned Apex Legends earlier. It's set in the same universe as Titanfall, and that's what Respawn has like kind of focused itself on. But they've been making the Star Wars games. Uh, who's ooh 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 yeah they've been making the Star Wars games. Uh, for a while now. So I don't know if they'd go back to Titanfall, but it says here that the director of Titanfall, Steve Fukuda, is making a game for Respawn. So maybe that is Titanfall 3. Does the article say? Oh, something new, but okay. Shot down. Titanfall's director is making something new, but it's not more Titanfall. Okay. it looks like Respawn is sticking to Star Wars for a bit, but they're making a new IP. That's cool. That's interesting, but it's not more Titanfall. That's sad. I would love to see more of this stuff, and the game just leave open for more stuff in the campaign. Like it's hinted that BT's still alive because BT dies at the end. Like it's hinted he's still alive, or like the AI is in there, or something. I feel like there's places to go with Titanfall 2 and definitely Titanfall franchise, but they won't be explored just yet, and that's really sad. But yeah, that's really about it. The game is great. I feel it definitely has earned its spot as being a Game of the Year nominee, but but it's not perfect. But it's still a pretty great game, so it's going in the A tier. So yeah, what did you guys think about Titanfall 2? Leave in the comments below. All of our socials are in the description, and yeah, no, that's about it. See ya.